The Yolanda and Cornelia Show, a Christian perspective on hot topics surrounding our community with emphasis on personal and leadership development. This show is inspiring, informative, and entertaining. You never want to miss it. Now let's see what everyone is yakking about. The Yolanda and Cornelia Show. You may contact us through our website, www.trifoldoutreach.com, or by phone, 800-664-1793.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Yak, the Yolanda and Cornelia Show. How you doing today, Pastor Cornelius Hill?
I'm doing. It's Super Tuesday. So I'm apprehensive. I'm anxious in a good way. I'm excited. I'm enthralled. I'm exuberant. I mean, you just generate a list of things that we can be on this day because, hey, this is Super Tuesday, and it doesn't get any more super than any other day of the week. And every 4 years, we get ready to do some elections and electing some people. So, hey, I'm excited about it, and there's a lot to talk about. And it's we have an ethical responsibility as believers to vote. So I'm grateful that I practice my Christian liberty and my ethical responsibility and vote.
Amen, amen. And I tell you, I was so excited about a week and a half ago. I had the opportunity, which has never happened in my family, to go to the polls, not only with my mom and my dad, but with my daughter who's 18, Miss Ashley Walker. And so there were 3 generations of us doing early voting. Amen. So we thank God for that. And of course, you know, for those who it was their very first time voting, they celebrated and clapped, you know, once they voted. So I was excited to be there to see my daughter in line and to be there with her as she voted. And so we're excited because, I mean, I know that just early voting, it's my understanding, is breaking a lot of statistics and numbers. You know, many have gotten out there and made that commitment to go ahead and do early voting before today. Because and honestly, I think for many, I really think that many want to see a change, and I really think that's why there have been so many people to participate in early voting. What do you think?
Before I give you my thoughts, let me ask a few questions, Miss Yolanda, the co-host. Are you raising your daughter Democratic, or are you raising your daughter conservative? That's a great
I'm
question.
raising my child Christian. And
I ain't gonna let you out.
At this time, I'm raising my daughter Christian. And
I'm not gonna let you off that easy.
I'm raising her Christian. Now, if the Democrats hold primarily what we value, which I've been Democrat all my life, then we're going to stick with Democrats. However, if there are some candidates that's gone all over the place, kind of like what we have seen, although he's Republican, with our president, and if this is who you're seeing, let's say that he was Democrat, I'm like, no, I'm not going to go there. I will probably vote Republican. So I'm just saying, candidates and individuals can change. At the end of the day, we're Christians, and primarily, I vote Democrat. However, I'm not going to say that she won't have the opportunity to choose the way that she feels like the Lord is leading her, you know, and, right now for us, that's Democrat, but you know, some years down the road that could change.
Well, I'm raising my child Democratic because I was raised Democratic, and of course, we are Christian and we are conservative. So I don't want her to get caught up in the delusion of all of the political hype that's going on. But I come from a 4-generation Democratic background. Great grandmother, mother, myself, now my daughter. So I don't know anything else but the Democratic Party as it relates to allegiance and loyalty. And we know there's a lot going on and a lot of advertisement portraying the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party. That's why I asked that question to you earlier, because, you know, a lot of things are coming out now and from PragerU, and I don't know if you follow. Do you follow PragerU?
No, I do not.
PragerU. You know, they have a great podcast and on YouTube and other people. And I actually got introduced to PragerU by what was our mayoral candidate? The young Carol Swain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from Carol Swain. So I wouldn't mind catching up with Carol Swain. She's a political analyst. She tried to run for me. I would love to get her policies and
she's Republican, African American, who's Republican.
Very much so. Very much so. So I think I want to get her on the show. I really do.
You Carol know what?
Swain, if you're listening, Carol Swain, hey, Carol Swain, we want to get you on the show. We want to talk to you. Go ahead. You said so. You was about to say something.
You know what? There had been some talk, and I just think this is interesting just to bring up. There had been some talk. Do you think that we might need a whole separate? Someone is talking about that we need a black representation. So I guess this won't be independent, this won't be Democrat, this won't be Republican, but this will be black representation or organization to represent our political views. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think we just need a black. No,
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement.
No, I'm not.
And it would split the votes. It would split the votes, you know, with those of us who are Democrats.
You already got Kanye.
I think that was a setup, to be honest.
Listen at you.
I do. I think it was a setup to help split the votes so some could vote for him. Some would still be voting Democratic. But think about it. If our votes is split, then President Trump would still be winning in a sense. You know, if we're split between the Democrats and Kanye, for those who are in that generation who will want to, you know, support him. I mean, I guess I'm in the generation, but I'm not supporting him for president. But so I look at that as probably intentionally set up to help split the African American vote. That's just my thoughts concerning it, and those are just my views. You know, I have nothing to prove that, but those are my thoughts. Well, you know what, sir? I want to talk about November for just a second.
Hey, do you not want to pay bills first?
No, we'll let you pay the bills afterwards. So let me say this. On yesterday, November the 2nd, was Moselle Hudson Smith. That is my aunt I love dearly. It was her birthday. Also on November the 2nd was my sister-in-law, Jahan Tucker Walker. It was her birthday. They live in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're members of Pastor Jamal's church there at New Birth. And then also Minister Mindy Brown, it was her birthday. So I just have to give it up for all the birthday girls. Amen. Amazing women that have been a part of my life. Jahan, Moselle, and Mindy. Happy birthday. Amen. And I did try to sing, and you know I can't sing. I tried to sing to him, but I couldn't. But anyway, and guess what, sir? Guess what's November the 22nd?
The 22nd of November would be the day before the 23rd, the day after the 21st, and I will be in a Tri-State convention.
And you better figure it out.
I'm conventioning these.
It is your co-host's birthday, November the 22nd. Amen.
Shucks. Now.
Amen. So you can send all the gifts before you go to the convention. Amen. Amen. Okay, so now we're going to let you pay the bills.
This show is brought to you by Walker's Cafe and Grill. Walker's Cafe and Grill, 109 UN Drive from 12 to 5. Walker's Cafe and Grill, right there off Dickerson Road and UN Drive. Y'all, you want to be blessed by some good home cooking. Walker's Cafe and Grill. This show is brought to you by the Ephesian Primitive Baptist Church, 1506 22nd Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee, 37208. Multiple service times at 8:30. YouTube and conference call. YouTube Cornelius Hill on Sunday, 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. 12 o'clock Cornelius Hill YouTube and conference call. Then 11 o'clock on Sunday, Facebook. That's the only apparatus on 11 is Facebook, our Facebook page. And then Wednesday night, 6 o'clock is our other Facebook and YouTube Ephesian page for Bible study. And then we have multiple services throughout the week. This show is brought to you by Forever Zion, www.foreverzion.com. Paparazzi jewelry for your boo, your bae, your friend, your coworker, your sister, your sibling, your saint. You need your friends accessorized. Go to www.foreverzion.com. This show is brought to you by Trifold Outreach Ministry. Trifold Outreach Ministry, second and fourth Sundays at 7 p.m., 49 Dry Creek Road, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Those are wonderful sponsors.
Amen. Amen. And with Walker's Cafe and Grill, due to COVID right now, we're not open. Hopefully, we will look at opening sometime next year. And yes, please do not forget to purchase some jewelry for the ones you love at www.foreverzion.com. Amen. Amen. So, I'm looking at November, and there is a lot going on in the month of November besides my birthday that you have already forgotten. So let's talk about this. You got all kinds of health days, and you got all kinds of health weeks, and you have November for International Day as well. So we know, of course,
November what for International Day? What are you talking about?
Well, there are all kinds, like every time, like in each month, we celebrate different things concerning health. Like for Sunday, November the 1st, it was National Cook for Your Pets. And, that doesn't affect me, because I don't have any pets as well. When we look at November the 3rd, this is crazy. National Sandwich Day. So I need somebody to go out here and make me a sandwich. It is National Sandwich Day. So when we look at November national months, today is also Diabetic Eye Disease Month. And that's very important for those of us who suffer with diabetes in regards to care for our eyes. Also, it's Epilepsy Awareness Month. It's also Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And Military Family Month. Military Family Month. And it's also National Alzheimer's Disease Month. So there is so much that's going on in the month of November, and I won't read everything concerning the month of November. But I think it's very important. Like I see National Life Writing Month. And, I know that there are so many people, I guess family members as well as the kids, trying to work through this pandemic just from home, and then those who I guess have attended school. So what are you hearing in regards to the children and doing their studies from home? What are you hearing? Because I know you and family members are educators, have been educators in the school system. So what are you hearing for Tennessee?
It's terrible. I mean, for the Davidson County area, we need to make sure that we get everything up to par, and it's very difficult with so many children. This is probably a lot more manageable if we only had 40,000 kids as it relates to 80,000 kids. But we have 80,000, 90,000 kids every day that needs to have instruction provided for them. And it's a major, major challenge for these parents. They're at work, their children are at home. What do you expect an adolescent to do with no supervision? A lot of kids are still being children, and that's what they need to do. And it's been a disaster, excuse me, for the most part. And we're just trying to make sure that the United for Hope and the Salvation Army and our churches can come together, pool our resources so that we can have safe places for our children to be monitored while they are learning and being strengthened academically and socially, because right now that's not happening at an efficient pace or rate. Let me say that.
So do you think it's more of our children, if we look at persons of color or minorities versus, and I hate to do this, but for statistics and number wise, minorities versus those who are Caucasian, do you think it's kind of even across the board as far as maybe the children being behind because of the parent not being there or other situations or issues? Or do you think race is a part of this, and possibly the low I don't know if I want to fully say participation, but I'm hearing that there are some kids that's not even getting in online, probably based on what you said, because the parent is not there, and that they're flunking out. So do you think that's just kind of across the board, or do you think that's primarily probably with children who are of color?
I mean, I would love to look at the statistics on that before I make that judgment. But we do know, excuse me, the social economic status of any child greatly impacts their educational opportunity. Therefore, where there's a lot of poverty, and that can be any socio-demographic, but right now, especially in the urban centers where there's a high concentration of poverty, where there's a lot of brown children in that area, we know there's a decline educationally. Even when we go to school every day, I mean, there's a decline. You look at your schools, some of your inner city schools versus some of your more suburban schools, and you see just a lot of disparities. And one of those disparities is attendance. Period, point blank, the end. So if you have a lot of poverty in this area, the attendance rate traditionally has not been good. and the transition rate, children leaving this school, going to that school, as opposed to a suburban school where it probably is not that much diversity and the economic disparity is not there. You see those kids going to school. You see those kids attending. You don't see those kids moving from one, school to the next. You see those kids stationary, which strengthens that child and his or her ability and opportunity to grow academically. But when you look at our neighborhoods, the ones that I minister in and we minister in, 37208 is one of the worst zip codes living in America. 37208 is one of the worst to living in America, period, point blank, the end. And other than, listen to me, other than Harry, Fisk, TSU, where are the jobs in the 3728 zip code? And then how do you get those jobs in that 3728 zip code? Unless you are, doctors and deans and presidents and professors. So when you live in the 3728 zip code, and I'm not making this about 37208, but when you live in a zip code that's not getting the funding, that does not have, the same student expenditure that a Williamson County has, it's a lot of disparities. And with those disparities comes lots of problems. And we are seeing them, and we are yet to see the outcome of this COVID year and a half not actually being in a building, sitting down in a place where you're supposed to be stretched and challenged, as opposed to you sitting in your living room, your bedroom, your house, where that's not your place of, academic pursuits for the most part, primarily. So we got a lot to deal with, and we got a lot of ministry and work to do. So, I hope I answered your question, and I hope you can generate some more questions around what we're talking about. But we're in a bad place. We're in a very we're in a very challenging place. Very, very challenging place.
I agree. And unfortunately with COVID, I just really don't see that even changing most of next year, unless it's probably towards the fall, just to be quite honest. And even when we look at individuals who are losing their jobs and losing their businesses, whether they're black or white, it hurts, period. We're not racist. I don't want to see no one losing their job unless, you doing a job that's illegal or that's against the law. I don't want to see no one losing their job, and you got to take care of your family. And it's hurting, so many, of course, entertainers, musicians, artists. I saw one, I think she was in New York, she's on the corner of the street with her little boombox trying to sing, and got like a little collection pan, if somebody wants to give a donation, because she's out of a job. You look at several of the movie theaters that have closed now. And then I think one particular movie theater, I think you can about rent out the whole movie theater and take your family, because, people aren't, really attending. And some people may say, well, that's just entertainment. It's entertainment, but there are people in entertainment who was used to working in the entertainment industry, and now they have tremendously been impacted, as well as other people, in the restaurant business. I'm not one who drinks, but we know that they have been affected too, which are those, in your bars and those kind of type of industries. So I think it's very important that we are looking to bring together resources to help individuals who have been affected. And if you're not affected now, it doesn't mean, in the next month or two that you may not be, because there are businesses probably that's closing and shutting down every day. And I think even for those who were receiving, if I'm not either this month or next month, even unemployment. They're going to be losing their unemployment benefits, I think, if not the end of this month, by the end of December. And so that means that there are individuals that could possibly go hungry because there are no more benefits that's coming in. And so we definitely want to be in prayer, but we're going to have to be looking continually, especially in that zip code, bringing resources together to help individuals who have been impacted by COVID and the loss of monetary resources within those communities and surrounding areas. One thing I want to talk about real quick, we got about 4.5 minutes left. And this question is to you and to those who are listening. What are your thoughts in regards to originally, and this was posted October the 30th, Lil Wayne, Ice Cube, and 50 Cent. They all, and I believe since then 50 Cent may have changed his support for Trump, but they all were in support of President Trump, is my understanding. And so what are your thoughts? Here's President Trump. You having certain entertainers that is supporting him on a national scale. And the question, I guess, would be, why are y'all supporting him? And so why do you think, and I think Lil Wayne gave his answer. I think he was concerned more so about the dollar and him having to pay extra taxes. But it's like all the decisions and different things that President Trump has said in regards to minorities or the lack of services and help that he has given, why would anybody that's a person of color want to support President Trump? So me trying to wrap my head around all of that, well, what are your thoughts? We got about 2.5 minutes left.
Wow. That's a loaded question for 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes, sir, and counting. Money, yes.
Money. Those guys are rich. Those guys are wealthy. Those guys are looking for tax breaks to some degree. But those guys also are looking to help, I believe, from some angle and standpoint, our community connect with the American dream. Trump has a lot of propaganda that's, quote unquote, let me say, optimistic and positive. He wants everybody to connect with the American dream. Remember, Trump came on, when he came on and said, when he began to run in 2016, what does the black people have to lose? Why not vote for me? What has any other president done for the black community? And he was dead on about some of the things he said. And maybe we need to go back and look at the track record and see, has there really been a contract that included those communities that are impoverished? If so, when, which president, and if not, which president is going to make sure that happens? So I believe that's where some of those persuasive voices are coming from. Ice Cube has his contract. Lil Wayne, wants some things happening. 50 Cent. These guys, I mean, first of all, they in on that wealthy tip, and being in on that wealthy tip is something else. So, I mean, like I said, that's a loaded question. My 2 minutes is up. I hope I answered it to the best of my ability. But
I think you did. I think you did. Money and unfortunately, we know that it can be the root of all evil, and I do think that they are being misled and misguided by the thoughts of it. So We're about 20 seconds from the 30-minute mark, and we want to tell everyone, please get out there and vote if you have not yet. Please get out there and vote. Closing remarks, sir?
No, vote. Go vote. If you haven't voted, go vote. We need your vote. And
amen.
Hopefully by Christmas we will have a president.
Amen.
And then I got some funny stuff for Fun Friday. So see us Fun Friday.
Amen. So we got to close out. We got to close out, sir. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Yolanda and Cornelia show.
Go
and vote. Amen.